Just real quick, this question. So the cost per equivalent unit of direct material conversion, this material accounting, this is most likely going to be unit, um, what is this? Job order costing, unit based costing. So if you guys remember about managerial, pretty much what it's saying is just like there's like these periods, these manufacturing periods, um, and like as each period happens, like the very first period, there might not have been any existing inventory that's in process, the work in process. But after a few cycles of production, there's inventory that hasn't been completed that goes into the next cycle. So that's what WIP is, work in process. The inventory in process. Okay, so like there's like various things. Like not only does is there gonna be direct material, which is really big, but there's also going to be things related to like what it takes to convert the units. Uh, Conversion is really going to be related to like direct labor and usually going to be like probably factory overhead or manufacturing overhead. So they give you the cost per unit, the cost per equivalent unit, right? So for direct material, that is going to be 40 cents. And for conversion, it's going to be 20 cents. Okay. So let's look at the first one, completed and transferred out production. So like it's going to be everything that's currently in the WIP, like in regards to the beginning of that period, as well as what was started and completed. As well as there's this thing that kind of tripped me out, which was completed the beginning work in process inventory, right? That had a cost 3,320. So like it's really easy to calculate this. So like conversion cost 3,230 times whatever it costs 20 cents. Alright, so 646 as well as what was started and completed. So 50,380 units was completed in regards to direct material conversion. All you gotta do is times 50,380 times 40 cents. Is that 2152? As well as 20 cents for conversion cost, 10,076. And then just add that beginning and process inventory cost. So that means that the completed and transferred out production, the total amount that was completed in regards to like the value of that inventory was $34,194. Now the inventory process, as I see, that's what was transferred out, and in some ways you can just calculate these two numbers. What I mean is like 5380 times 40 plus 53610 times 20, right? Plus that initial beginning work in process inventory, 3,320. So $34,194. But the inventory and process, as you can see, inventory and process and the period, there was like these two things. Like we were trying to calculate like how much work in process units are still left over that hasn't been completed at the end of that period. So we're gonna try to figure out the value of those. All you gotta do really is times the amount of units that were not completed with the cost of the direct material, 1,272, and the conversion cost for the units that weren't completed. So the inventory process, $1,792. That's the value of the inventory at the end of the period that hasn't completed. Okay.